this morning, stung by battlefield losses, but with his forces still in control about a fifth of Ukraine. Vladimir Putin will this morning lay out his plans for the war as it enters its second year. The US President Joe Biden unveils huge new support for Ukraine during an unannounced visit yesterday. And today he's in Poland. With me is Yuriy Sak, an advisor to Ukraine's Defence Minister. Hi, it's good to see you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. How much did it help having President Biden in town?
It was a surprise visit that, of course, gave a huge morale boost. It's a very powerful motivating factor for Ukrainians. If you just look at how the majority of Ukrainian people, what they were writing yesterday on social media, how people were responding to this visit, of course, it's everybody was jubilant. And the reason why the reaction is such is because this visit, of course, sends a very powerful message, not just to Ukrainians. It sends a powerful message to the Kremlin as well. And this message goes that Ukraine will definitely win this war. Russia will never win this war, because for Russia this is an unwinnable and unsustainable war. And it also sends a message to a wider international audience that the Western allies will continue to stand with Ukraine until victory. And of course we hope that as our president said yesterday, that this year will be the year of victory.
What does it say to countries like Iran, who we know are supplying drones and the like, to Russia, and also to China, who are reportedly considering offering lethal weapons to Russia?
With regards to Iran, of course, there are a lot of diplomatic efforts in the international arena, and not just by Ukraine, but by our allies as well, to try to stop the delivery of these drones. And there was information that Russia was trying to even negotiate the purchase of cruise missiles from Iran. So of course that's work in progress, and unfortunately for now Russia still has some quantity of Iranian drones which are hitting Ukrainian energy infrastructure, our peaceful cities. But we're getting good at shooting them down because our air defense capabilities improve as well.
I saw that firsthand.
Yeah, well,
when I was in Kyiv.
Yeah, well, so you are an eyewitness of the improved capability of Ukrainian Air Force and air defense. As for China, of course, China is a major player on the international arena, and it seems logical that China should be interested as a major player in an international, rule-based international order. So we, on our side, we hope that China will continue to at least have a pragmatic approach to, Russia's aggression against our country. And we hope that this information doesn't materialize, because, of course, for us, it is important to continue to isolate Russia, and making sure that it is not able to shop around for more weapons, for more ammunition in other countries is as well an important factor. So.
You'll want to know more about this $500 million package, $50 billion package. No, it's 500.
No, 500 million.
Yeah, 415 million pounds. Lots of figures to look at. How is it going to be used? What is it?
Well, it's a lot of ammunition for the heavy artillery. It's ammunition for HIMARS systems, armored vehicles, and of course our main objective at this stage, we've been able to stabilize the front line. It's of course fierce and very intense in some parts of the front line, but right now we are preparing for our counteroffensive, because, like I said before, we hope that this is a year of our victory, and for this we need to deoccupy those temporarily occupied territories, and all these weapons will be used efficiently by the Ukrainian army to achieve these goals. And of course we're still talking to our partners on a daily basis about the provision of long-range missiles, about the tanks, which we hope will come soon, and about the fighter jets, because it's for us to improve our capability and to basically to achieve our goal, which is in the interest of the whole of the European continent, to restore peace, to restore territorial integrity of Ukraine. We need those weapon systems that we are requesting to be on the front line sooner rather than later.
Friday is the anniversary of the war, the invasion. What do you expect to happen?
For the last 2 weeks, there was always a risk of renewed, more intensified Russian offensive. It has not happened yet, and partly because during the last 12 months, Ukrainian army was able to significantly degrade Russian military capability, and we have seen that in a simple fact that during the last 6 months, the only thing that they were able to gain control of are the ruins of the city of Soledar. So their capability to carry out an offensive of that magnitude is probably degraded, but at the same time, the risk of missile strike, for example, remains very high, and our Air Force Command yesterday issued a warning to all Ukrainians that we have to be vigilant, and if air raid sirens ring out, people need to seek shelter, because indeed Russia does have a liking for these symbolic dates, and we have to be, and we are prepared for any turn of events. But this will be a year of Ukraine's resilience and a year of Russia's failures.
And just to go back to China, some suggestions that they could possibly be the one to broker a peace deal between you and Russia. Is that something that might be on the cards?
Well, look, as far as ending this war, now there's a very deep understanding within our allies that it will have to be ended on the battlefield. And Ukraine does have a 10-step peace plan which has been announced by our president, which has been discussed with our allies, and there's a broad agreement that this plan is logical and should be implemented. So at the moment we welcome all diplomatic efforts aimed towards helping Ukraine win this war, and once we win this war, hopefully soon, then we will talk about things like reparations for the damages that Russians have done to our country, international tribunal for the war crimes that they have committed, and our future steps.
Okay, it's good to see you. Hopefully it's as peaceful as possible on Friday. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
We hope so too. Thank you.
Thank you.